Hello, love wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. It's another new episode of Between Two Beards.
Can we start off with the biggest news of the week? The Rats lost!
But every night I'm making new best friends, and the only problem is not giving a good time. Forget yourself now.
If you've got the budget, I've got the time.
There he is.
Hey, boss!
There's the boss.
Hey!
The man with the finest beard on this screen.
Canadian men, boys, shut the hell up. Let me talk.
You see, the Rads are resourceful. When I got beef with somebody, I can find a way to talk to them.
And listen between two beers.
Getting down.
Hello, everyone. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. And y'all know what that means.
What does it mean? What does it mean? He's back! That's what it means! Welcome
It
back.
means it's another episode of Between Two Beards. Pluggo, my friend. Good to see you.
JPJ, my friend, my brother
Good to
from
see
another
you.
mother. You're back!
Hope you're well. Hope everybody's well out there. You were in the chat
Yes.
saying that. We got Mr. Sullivan in the chat.
Who joined our fantasy football league and said doesn't want to be last. We got 2 spots still to fill to make it 12.
We got some rads. We got some rads in there.
We got 1 for now, but we can get some
Rich,
more. But
Larry
anyway,
seemed interested.
well, we'll get Larry involved. Our new friends in the Rams.
Lumberjack Larry seemed interested. We
But
got
you're
Rick King in there.
Yeah, we got you're back. How was vacation first and foremost? That's the most important topic of the day.
Vacation was fun. It was beautiful over there. It was a good time. The people were incredibly nice and welcoming. Yeah, that's the way we should live. We don't live like that over here. Is that you drinking regular water, bro?
Yeah, I had one in the fridge. I thought
Good for you.
yeah, regular water, sparkling
I
water.
don't think I've ever seen you drink
Don't worry, I got my
not sparkling
too.
water.
But it just sounded delightful. You're back, I just wanted to, get hydrated enough because we have a lot of shit to talk about.
Yeah,
today.
we do. It was a beautiful country over there. It was a fun time. I was having a good time. The food was good. The company was good. A lot of pubs and breweries. We took day trips to go see different parts of the country. So we did some like outdoorsy stuff. We saw the Cliffs of Moher, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Went to Kinsale, which is a very cool like coastal town. That was fun. Yeah, it was good. It was a good time to get away for a little bit.
Notre Dame will be there soon as they kick off the college football.
Oh, they're playing over there.
I believe so.
Oh, where they playing? Dublin?
Yeah.
So
Irish, baby.
Yeah, so we didn't. Dublin, I think, is more north. Was more north. We stayed kind of central, which was good. Bebe in the chat popping in saying, "Welcome back, JPJ. Pluggo did good. I hope so.
I don't know if I did good, but the place is still standing.
Yeah, I saw some of the replay, and thank you to our good friend and someone who rules, Taryn from Accounting, TFA, for filling in for me. That's the second time she's done so. So I appreciate her. And like I said, my ass was a little chapped that she only comes around when I'm not here. Son of a B. But anyway.
Want to talk to our girl Taryn? She'll get you.
No, I would never. I don't mean that negatively. I'm just saying it just so happens.
Yeah, she's
that,
she's officially she's
an honorary beard. She's our third beard.
Her third beard. She debuted a new game show last week. Crunched the numbers with TFA.
Wait, what was that?
We had our own Quizplex. I literally, the way, I pushed all the buttons.
And you made it out. You made it out to survive.
Yeah.
Were there any hiccups? I heard Lawrence had to come bail you out. What was that about?
He did. So towards the end there, he pops in to do the Quizplex gimmick where he gives the score, and my entire modem just crashed all to get out right after he popped on. So I was able to pop back in via the phone, but he was able to drive us home for the last 10 minutes or so.
Wow.
And then Bebe's saying, the TFA Pluggo
spinoff. I mean, hey.
We'll have to ask her and the boss. I don't know if we could, maybe TFA and I could come up with a 30-minute recorded or something. Maybe we could come up with a show. I don't know. Me and her, that'd be fun.
Yeah, maybe.
We wouldn't talk about wrestling, though, if that's okay.
I mean, we don't talk about wrestling half the time.
That's true. This is true.
You know?
Yeah. We need to get TFA on to rake the hotness of the new quarterback.
We've been known to do some banter, not about the wrestling side of things. But no, I'm glad to be back. Thank you, everybody that, checked in, asked me how the trip was. It was a lot of fun. I have to go back to work tomorrow.
Boo. Yeah. Boo work. Shoot jobs are lame.
That's the one thing that I think over there. That's what I'm going to miss, or what stuck out to me the most was the way of life.
Yeah.
Like they were all working hard. Everyone had, the restaurants and the servers and all things like that. They were all working hard, but it didn't feel like there was a grind over there. Like it felt like, all right, nothing was open before 9 or 9:30 in the morning. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing.
That's cool.
I would wake up at 7 or 7:30 because that's my natural body clock now. I'm up by then, and I would wake up and I'd be like, oh, I need a coffee, and nothing would be open till 9 or 9:30. And I was like, what a life. What a life. And then restaurants closed at a reasonable time, 7:30, 8. And then the pubs were open till 12, 12:30. Nice and easy. Nobody was in a rush. Everyone was laid back, really nice, things like that. And then I just sit there and I just go the fuck? What are we doing? What are we doing over here? But anyway. Oh, when Ryan went over there, he's saying he stayed on the farm. They're open. Yeah. Yeah. We were in a little coastal town. We were in a place called Ballina. So it was a coastal town, but it was within a few hours of all the other big southern cities. So it was good though. But anyway, some shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so you were gone last week. We had TFA on. TFA and I didn't talk too much of the in-depth. You left on vacation. SummerSlam some stuff went down at SummerSlam. Some stuff went down on Raw. A certain somebody who we'll talk about shortly decided to act like a certain somebody likes to act and causing drama before the biggest show in the company history. What a shock.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, I'm going to let you, since you're the guy with the shit to say on your chat, what do you want to talk about? Hey, so what do you want to talk about?
I mean, I know. Yeah. I mean, I want to talk about all of it. I don't think there's much I need to discuss about SummerSlam in general.
No, it was
but I do want to discuss.
I didn't really have that great of a time. If I'm being honest,
I thought it was fine.
Okay. It was fine.
I thought it was fine. I thought SummerSlam was fun. I really enjoyed the EO moment. I thought that triple threat match ruled with Charlotte, Bianca, and Asuka.
Yeah,
that was my favorite match of the night. I thought it was great. I thought Finn Balor and Seth was great as well. But yeah, I didn't have that. It was whatever. It was whatever. I thought Brock, and apparently from everything we know, was not planned. I thought Brock, and again, I'm a Cody guy, but I thought Brock kind of putting Cody over like that was pretty cool because that's just something you don't expect or you never would. You know what I mean? So it was random to me, but I was like, all right, that's fine. Brock, whatever. But I thought SummerSlam was fine.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
No, I'm not done.
Oh. Is he gonna yell? Do I need to mark it down?
I'm not gonna yell.
You can. It's okay.
I'm officially waving the white. I'm done with the bloodline. I'm done. I'm done with it.
Really?
Yeah. Not so much that I'm done with the story. It doesn't need none of this needs the title. And it's stupid. Why would Jimmy do what he did?
He told you why.
No. He said on Friday on that SmackDown, he said, because I didn't want you to turn into a piece of crap like Roman Reigns. I didn't want to lose you. Okay. So when Jay's going to pin him, you pull him out of the ring to prevent him from winning. So you kicked him in the face
because you don't want him to be like Roman Reigns. You
pulling him out of the ring accomplishes your objective according to your reasoning. I just didn't want you to win the title because I didn't want the fame and that to go to your. Why you have to kick him in the face? Can't just pull him out and be like, sorry, man. Sorry, dude. Just can't have you win. You pull him out and then you're like, you know what? I need to kick my brother in the fucking face.
Don't you think just
come on, man.
From that logic, from that rationale, have him win the title and then talk to him? Because you're at that point, you're good friends. He's trying to get the bloodline into his hands.
He's trying to get the belt. And more importantly, he's trying to become the tribal chief. So that guy's not in charge anymore.
Yeah, so you can have a better life, Jimmy Uso.
Why don't you help your brother win and beat the guy that's been torturing you for 2 years? And then you out back, you go, hey, we did it, man. We did it. Now just promise me you're not gonna turn into that guy. Promise me.
Yeah.
You can have that conversation after you complete the objective. The only thing that you did was screw your brother. Roman don't give a shit.
Right?
Roman's sitting there going, I could care less that you got what? I'm still the dude. And now I don't got to worry about your dumb asses because you got to worry about each other. Damn it.
It was pretty dumb. It was really dumb. Really stupid. Really stupid rationale.
And then they do the thing, the way they show it. They pull him out. He gives the super kick. Like we don't fucking know it's Jimmy Uso. He gives a super kick. Who do you think it was? Nick Jackson? Come on.
That would have been dope.
Shawn Michaels come up from NXT. Who else is giving him a super kick?
That's right.
He gives him a super kick, and then he does the slow. He takes off the hood and he's got the. And it's like, yo, bro, we knew 45 seconds ago who you were. This is not a surprise. That made me angry.
And the explanation is terrible.
Again, Roman, this is an all-time run. The Bloodline, in totality, is the best story that's been in wrestling for a long time. I would make an argument for a decade. But it's the same shit every time now. And it has been. But now it's really redundant. Okay, Solo's going to get involved. This is going to happen. And then they're going to fucking cheat. He's going to get back up and hit him. And then Roman's going to win. And it's okay, well.
Yeah.
It's all the same now. And the story, there's been good moments. But the story has, for the most part, not been great since WrestleMania. Since
they didn't finish the other story?
Correct.
What story was that?
They had a great story with Sammy. They didn't finish that story because they had another story they were going to finish, and then they didn't finish that story.
What story was that?
And now Cody should be the champion. And then now it feels like we're just in a never-ending story.
Yeah. Is it? And then didn't I hear Roman's injured?
Well, Kevin Owens?
No, Roman.
There's been no information on it, but apparently.
So they're just milking this thing.
Apparently, Roman got hurt at the beginning of that match with Jay, towards the beginning of it.
Yeah.
So now they're gonna if he's actually there's been no reports. I don't know how injured he is, but if they are gonna really injure, if he's really injured now, he's just gonna go months and months and months without defending the title because he's already done that multiple times in this reign.
Everything Pro Wrestling Podcast. Welcome in.
Friend.
What's good? What's good? Go check them out. They do awesome stuff.
They really do. They
are the best.
So it's
as
just
the
like
kids
to
say.
me.
But yeah, I don't know what to tell you. This is all they're gonna wash, rinse, repeat. Now Jimmy has decided that he's out of the bloodline. He's out of SmackDown.
And then Jay's like, okay, well,
Jay's all elite, baby. Jay is showing up at All In.
Jay's out. He said he's done.
He's quitting. So
he's no longer involved in WWE. He said, I'm out the bloodline. I'm out SmackDown. I'm out WWE. I'm done. So Jay's out. Where's he?
And he got the All Elite graphic already, according to the internet wrestling community.
I didn't see that. I don't know the validity of that. So don't quote us here.
I'll just say this. I said it when Kevin Owens, they did the Kevin Owens leaving angle around the first All In. They should absolutely 1000% just have Jay show up at All In. They should work it out somehow because it would just blow the internet.
Just have him buy a ticket.
It would just blow the internet out of the water if he just showed up at All In. I know he won't. Joshua Fatu is in the Impact Zone. I think that's I saw that as well.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's done with the company, obviously.
No, of course not.
But I think it's okay. So now what? He leaves. If Jay leaves, in theory, if he leaves this bloodline story, what's the story? If he's out and he's officially on and he doesn't show back up
now.
But that's what I'm saying. It's even worse if Jay's like, I'm done with all of this. I quit. And then they milk it. Like, are they going to take the bloodline off of TV for a few weeks or what's the plan here?
All I know.
Joshua Fatu shows up at LPW 18,
all
baby.
I know is something's got to
We should have Zach make the graphic. I don't know why he has to make the graphic. I'll make the graphic. I'll probably get in trouble for it. But yeah, Joshua Fatu at LPW.
It made you like, and now, everyone's like, well, Cody's going to beat him at next year's WrestleMania. Okay.
How do you get there?
That is not as significant a moment
as this past one.
As this past WrestleMania would have been.
Yeah. And now we're here.
Never be able to recreate that shit. Will people pop, including me, because we like Cody? Yes. I'll be very happy when Cody eventually wins that title.
Yeah.
But it's not going to matter as much next year. And I can already see it. It's in Philly. They're going to fucking tie in Rocky and some bullshit. And I already know
who's going to be
happen. And Sly Stallone, if he's alive, is going to be there. He's going to walk Cody down the friggin' ring.
In the chat right now, everybody give us your guesses.
I already know
who's going to be the one. Who's going to be the one punching the meat in the meat locker?
Cody.
Cody, that's real cheeseball for Cody.
Arn's gonna be the friggin' manager. Oh.
It'll be somebody in the meat locker. They'll do that vignette. Well, it won't be the Miz because the Miz is too dainty. Be Solo just hanging out.
It's gonna be Cody. It's gonna be Cody.
If Cody Rhodes, right here, I will go on record of stating if they do a video package where Cody Rhodes,
Cody's running up those steps. 100%.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But if I see a video package with him in a meat locker punching sides of beef, I'll shave my head on this program.
I mean, I would prepare.
They better not.
They're doing.
I know they are.
They 100%.
That would ruin that for me.
Now, listen, I respect.
I wouldn't want him to win
because I
feel
about Philly. You know how I feel about Philly. Okay, I like people from Philly. Sully, I like Sully a lot. Do you know how sad your city needs to be if one of your heroes is a fake person? Oh,
don't get me started on James Harden.
Oh, my sweet God. One of the Philadelphia heroes is someone who doesn't really fucking a figment of an imagination.
Don't talk about Tony Danza like that.
First, what?
The garbage kicking Philadelphia.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the Philadelphia garbage kick. I can't say it, but it's a pretty dope move. Who are your
I don't have any.
Heroes?
I don't have any.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott.
No, what? That's actually, I think he's going to be good.
Of course you do. Every Patriot that gets
my hero was my father. I'll just leave it at that. I'm much like, that's why I like Cody. I'm very much.
Fun fact. Speaking of Cody, sidebar, because I didn't get it. I watched 2001 WCW Greed. The last WCW pay-per-view. I watched it yesterday.
Dark Circle were you in that you had to watch that?
Blair and I are going to review it for Grainmaker Pod.
That's dope.
Because of a bet we had, and he said to pick whatever pay-per-view, and that's the one I picked.
So you won a bet.
And I picked that because I wanted him to watch something pretty rough. And I will just say this, that Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, wrestled with Dustin Rhodes versus on that show versus Ric Flair and Jeff Jarrett, of all people.
Wow.
And the storyline was the loser had to kiss Dusty Rhodes' ass. So the lead up was he ate 240 burritos before the match. Like they had a tray of burritos and Dusty Rhodes. So that's what WCW was doing with the American Dream. They were like, we're going to have you eat all these burritos and then go out and wrestle a match.
So people think that you have a leaky butt when they kiss it.
Yeah. So I was like, that's what that, no wonder that company failed, because they're like, we have the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes and his other
let's
kid.
do this.
Let's have him just eat burritos.
Ric Flair's in that match, by the way.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Right. So you had Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, and you're like, let's do this kiss your butt.
Like, oh, we got Dusty versus Rick. We got Dusty versus Rick going on here. A little callback. All right, what should we do? The loser has to kiss Dusty Rhodes' ass
after he eats 40.
But hey, how about we do this?
Burritos.
Yeah. Let's make people think, the crowd will think that he's going to have to poop himself.
Yes.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Yes, that's be careful on your bets. Pluggo, a certain Joker made one on appearance recently.
Is he talking about Sting?
Oh, Joker Sting.
Joker Sting was on Dynamite last night.
What was you'll have to I can't remember. I'll have to check the tape, baby. I don't remember what I said.
They're having a
But Baby was on firmly when I filled in for you, and we were chatting about what are the chances Joker Sting shows up in AEW for All In. And I had said, I don't think he necessarily shows up full Joker Sting at All In. I think that's too soon, but they have been dropping hints. But Wednesday, you're right, baby. Wednesday, that was pretty much Joker Sting.
That was Joker Sting. He had the little adding to the paint, that red smile. Yeah. And the way he was talking to Prince Nana.
Start the show.
Yeah. I need somebody to talk.
And Prince Nana was like, sir, you mean 10?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, God.
Yeah. So that was Joker Sting there.
Anyway, the story on the Bloodline has.
Yes.
It's because it's the same stuff. They're just moved. It's the same wash, rinse, repeat. And now the way that they've got it, it's like, who's Roman mad at? Roman's not mad at Jay anymore because he beat Jay. Jay's mad at Jimmy, but
Jay is mad at Jimmy.
But right, but what? So, but he left. But he left the company.
See you later.
Hey, he said I don't get very many predictions right either, baby. So good job to you, buddy. Because I thought for sure they would do it, but I didn't think it would happen so quick.
Yeah, unbelievable. Anybody that's give us a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. Give us a thumbs up.
Subscribe. Tell your friends.
Subscribe. Tell your friends.
Head over to our Twitter account and retweet it, and let everybody, our X account or whatever you want to call it.
It all helps. It all helps for the greater good. So give us some love. Give us some thumbs ups and things of that nature. But yeah, so when it came to SummerSlam, I thought SummerSlam as a totality was fine. I thought Io winning was great. That was a good moment of her cashing in. I enjoyed that. Like I said, I thought the triple threat with the ladies was also incredible. I thought Seth and Finn was very good. I thought Logan Paul and Ricochet was pretty good.
WCW Sin, that's another one I'm going.
Yeah, that's another one of those. I thought Logan Paul and Ricochet was
my thing with just to cap off the SummerSlam talk is just like, for me, you could keep going obviously because you have more to say on it than I do. I just thought like nothing exciting happened. There wasn't anything that I was like, an oh shit moment. There was just good matches, don't get me wrong, but the ending really sucked. Aaron World Order in the house. He said the Bloodline needs to go to family therapy. Yeah. Can we get a family therapy session with what's his name? The guy that did that does all of them for Kane and the therapist.
Dr. Shelby?
Dr. Shelby. Yeah. Good shout. Hell yes. Could we get that? Right? Yeah, Dr. Shelby, he helped mend the fences with Daniel Bryan and Kane. He helped mend the fences with some other people.
Did. That was a tough one.
That was the most memorable. So what else is on your chest, big dog?
Well, I mean, that was just a little bit of it. Well, I will say this. I'm going to go on record.
Oh, going on record.
I'm going to go on record. Well, I mean, it's not really. Gunther, all right? Oh, there's Lou.
Lou!
Gunther, I thought him and Drew had an all right match. Lou, I mean, this is just bad timing, brother. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy.
Lou does not give a shit about your timeline.
Like, oh, you're doing important stuff? I don't give a damn. Gunther, all right. Gunther is gonna beat the record. He's gonna beat the record, and he's gonna be the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. I think he should beat the record. I think Gunther is incredible, and Lou just right back up. He don't care. I think Gunther is incredible. I think, honestly, if you want my humble opinion, I think his Intercontinental title reign has been a better reign than Roman Reigns's.
Yeah,
I will say from a match quality standpoint. The story obviously doesn't compare. Lou, what are you doing, bud?
He said he misses all the screen time.
From a storyline perspective, he's like, I just got to see this magic happen by standing right in front of you. Lou, do you see this cat right now? Do you see this cat?
Lou's taking over the show, baby. Lou is the king.
He is. He's just like, I'm jumping up on. He's covering my notes and shit. He's all sorts of stuff. But I think Gunther, from a match quality standpoint, his reign for the Intercontinental, is it the best WWE booked title reign in a while? When have we seen a stronger booked champion in WWE?
Not named Gunther. Roman Reigns. Is that exactly?
He is, but
I think Gunther
Roman
overall
Reigns has been the champion longer. Has Roman Reigns looked stronger? He needs help to win every one of his friggin' matches.
But they protect. Protected wise. But yeah, I mean, Gunther as a whole, his entire time he's been there, they've pretty much booked him like almost invincible. Like even when he was NXT UK champion, when he was in NXT, all that kind of stuff, man. I think that he's like, I don't know how. We talked about this with Warren Hayes. I don't know how he hasn't fall victim to like Vince doing something crazy with him, and this entire time he's stayed pretty much that character. He hasn't done anything. The stuff they're doing with Ludwig, where they're kind of like he's hit on Maxine and trying to they're starting to dabble in some other shit, but even Gunther's like, cut that out
every week.
Like, cut that out, bro. That's not what we're here for. So I would say, I would have to say he's probably the strongest booked person in a while.
Right?
I mean, I can't argue it. I can't think of anybody else that. I mean, you could argue maybe they tried to protect Braun Breaker for a hot minute when he had but it's not to the level that this is at.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, he's just been booked wonderfully. At some point, and I'm being honest, I wouldn't mind Chad Gable being the one that takes the title off.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it so we can get him in that.
Chad Gable has been very good for a long time, and I'm happy that Chad Gable is getting his little spotlight.
That match was awesome.
Oh my god, and their title match is gonna rule.
Yeah,
like it is gonna rule.
Even that like 5-minute sprint thing was awesome. Like they had a good run of it, and Gunther being mad that he didn't beat him in 5, like that was well done, and I liked it. So I'm excited. That's next week, baby. Raw's gonna be good. Yeah,
it's gonna be good. I do think that Gunther makes it to break the record, but I would still love Gable to be the one that eventually beats him, because I think that would be a great moment for Gable. And I think Gable's the type of guy that the quality of matches he would have as Intercontinental Champion, he could keep that. He could keep that going. He could keep that going, because Gunther he's got everything. He's got the character, he's got the look, he's got all that stuff. Plus, he's been credible and having great matches for that title. Gable reminds me of like the 90s when we started watching wrestling, and the Intercontinental Championship was the Workers' Championship. Like, the best wrestlers were the Intercontinental Champ. Gable is that to a T.
Oh, yeah.
If Gable was around in the early to mid 90s, he would have been he was Mr. Perfect, basically. That type of wrestler. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say it, and I know that I'm not trying to choose sides, but just look at what Orange Cassidy's doing with the international title in AEW, how it's like that workers title. Like WWE does not have that in this current moment. The NXT North American Championship was the workers title for a while. Then they put it on Dom now. So they don't have that. And the United States Championship, it was on Theory. Now it's on Ray. That's really weird. But you got a real opportunity to take Gunther, put him into that Seth Rollins world title picture main event, and then make that Chad Gable and have like Ricochet come and make some, have some matches. Logan, you could have some real bangers.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, would be good because you know what makes Raw really good is when they have really good matches on the show.
And Raw, there's a 3-hour show, so
and they have
more
time. Yep.
And they'll have a couple 3-segment matches, and it's like, damn, dude. That's like, all right, this is what
just let him tear the house down and get that work rate going.
Gable, give Gable 20 minutes every week against anybody.
Yeah,
he's gonna make that shit work. That match,
and it's not that Gunther's not bad. He's doing a great job too, but it's time. Is the record?
He should break. It's like 23 or 22 days from now.
Well, then he can't. So Gable's losing next week. We know that.
Yeah, but maybe something happens after that leads to a rematch, and maybe they continue. I don't know.
Or maybe Gable just stops him short. How crazy would that be?
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed. Nuts. I wouldn't be opposed. I think
Honky Tonk Man somewhere just.
Yeah, that's
is he alive? Is he still alive?
I think. Yeah, I think.
I don't. In the chat, I'm pretty sure. Somebody look that up for.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's going to be really, really good. Another thing that I'm excited about, and we're sticking with WWE, is he's not going to win it, but I'm very happy that Shinsuke Nakamura is kind of messing with Seth here for a world title over here. I like that.
Yeah. No,
I believed that he had a chance to win more, because I don't.
Right.
But I'm glad that's where Nakamura deserves to be at the top. Shinsuke Nakamura, for crying out loud. And he's been doing nothing for a good amount of time. So I think him being involved against Seth, whether it's a one and done or a couple month, whatever they're doing, it makes me happy to see Shinsuke near the top of the card, because that's kind of what he should be.
Yeah, he's
an all-timer.
When he kicked him at the end of Raw last week, and then the things that I was like, oh shit, I didn't even think about Shinsuke being in this spot, because they don't book him to be in this spot very often, but it's going to be a fantastic match whenever it happens. And they have it last week on Raw, this week on Raw, they didn't say when it's going to happen. Seth told him anytime,
right? A future date.
Well, Seth's like, you name the time, you name the place, and Shinsuke's like accepted. And then he's whispered something to him as he left and kicked him in the face. So maybe we get that at Payback. Maybe they figure out a way to like push it to the pay-per-view, because that would be a good pay-per-view match. But I don't know. I mean, crazier things that happen. That would be an awesome Raw main event too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So give me more Shinsuke, Seth. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm loving it.
So we found out heading into SummerSlam that Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus, which we're gonna fucking talk about it.
Okay,
we're gonna fucking talk about it. We haven't even started talking about CM Punk. All right, when we get to CM Punk, we're in. Strap the fuck in.
Tell all your friends to come, guys. Yeah, but JPJ's gonna yell.
We're talking about WWE. I missed a lot of shit. First of all, one thing I want to tell you, I didn't watch TV. Unless we were at a pub over there, like watching, there was a lot of soccer on, and there's a sport called hurling. Badass.
Hurling? Like
hurling.
Okay.
Not curling, it's hurling. It's played on grass, and it's like a combination of rugby and field hockey.
Interesting.
Guys and girls. It's not together, but like there's a guys league and a girls league. But they have a stick, and you can throw the ball up and wicket with the stick, and you can run with the ball. You can check people. Damn.
Nice. Hell yeah.
All right. But anyway, and we talked about this with Warren on our SummerSlam preview.
Yeah.
Going into SummerSlam, I think a lot of us, and by a lot of us, I mean
Affiliates in the house. What's good?
Hell yeah. See, she knows about hurling. I had known what hurling was, but I learned a little bit about hurling while I was there.
I've done a little hurling in my day after a night out.
I used to do a hurling after my workout of 12-ounce curls. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm angry because I have to go back to work tomorrow, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan.
How would you feel after 2 weeks off? No, I had a great time. Oh, we are live, brother.
Roundtable Pro
Good
Wrestling
to see you, friend.
Podcast. What's
we
up,
are live.
Brother?
We're on YouTube. We are on the YouTubes, as you can see. We're no longer on the Twitch side of things. But
we still have good programming on the Twitch side of things. At 10
sure.
o'clock, the ROH tracks with Kyle Sparks and Robert D. Felice, baby. Head over there as soon as we're done.
Hell to the yes. All right. Yeah, so we find out going into SummerSlam that Becky and Trish is not happening at SummerSlam, and all of us were under the impression that it would be, and we were not thrilled. So then they say, okay, this match is happening on this Raw.
Oh, don't forget, there was plenty of an opportunity to fit into that SummerSlam card.
Oh yeah,
come on, they could have squeezed it in.
You could have. That Battle Royal could have been on SmackDown.
There was a lot of shit.
I love LA Knight. I'm glad he got his moment. That dude is over. Hopefully they capitalize on that because they have not as much as they should have because that guy is over.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you. So then they go, okay, this match is going to happen on an upcoming Raw. That Raw just so happened to be this past week's Raw.
And they didn't even main event.
Okay. Well, yes. But when you found out what happened, now I need. Oh, he's asking us. We talked about it a little bit. What do I think about Jey Uso quitting? I think that's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
It's right up there with them not finishing the story with Cody. I think it's a stupid idea if they don't actually do something with it. In all seriousness, and I know
he should be at All In. Buy him a ticket.
I know the All In thing is kind of why would Tony Khan help out? But yada yada yada. I
just buy him a ticket.
But I'm saying, like, even if you wanted to like work out a deal with like a GCW or something along the lines where he just shows up somewhere, giving the impression that he's actually quitting. If he shows up tomorrow night on SmackDown, it's all for naught. There's nothing they could do where Jey Uso shows up and I go, oh, I really believe
this
what
was
he
their
said.
Mistake all the way back when they did the Summer of Punk. And we're going to talk about Punk later. Yeah. But when they did the Summer of Punk, when he won that title at Money in the Bank and he blew the kiss at Vince, that motherfucker should have been off screen until next year. He should have been gone for 2 months minimum. And he should have been showing up at random things with that title. Have Rey Mysterio win that tournament or Cena, whatever you were going to do to crown whatever. Punk shouldn't have showed up for 4 or 5 months. And he should have just sporadically been showing up at other things in the crowds with the title. And they screwed it because they came back 2 weeks later and nobody gave one shit. So that's unbelievable. But anyway, to answer your question, Roundtable, in a shorter form, because we did just talk about it a little bit. I think what happened at SummerSlam was me officially not caring anymore about the Bloodline. I care about how it ends. I want to see how it ends. But in my opinion, I said it 1,000 times, and I know the people that are here every week are probably sick of it. This does not need the title. Everything that is happening right now does not need. That match was for the Universal title, and both competitors told you on air that being the tribal chief was more important. That was more important than being the champion. So why the hell does the belt it doesn't need to be there? This could all just be for the tribal chief, for the blood. Dumb. Jimmy turning on Jay was idiotic. The reasoning was idiotic. I agree with you, Ryan. I do believe that the story would work better without the title. 1,000%. Everything that Roman has done since WrestleMania has not needed the title. He didn't defend it until SummerSlam because he was going for the tag titles. Why does he need to be world champion when he's going for the tag titles? He doesn't. He doesn't.
He's back.
And then Jay is going to become the tribal chief. Yes, WWE champion to prove that he's a yes. Okay, great. He's going to become he's going for the tribal chief so he can get Roman out of power. That match was not about the belt. The belt was on the line. That match was not about the belt. It was about becoming the tribal chief. Bullshit. Becky Lynch and Trish. All right, we're back.
Making lemonade out of lemons.
Yes. Becky Lynch and Trish. So they don't have time for it on SummerSlam. They give us a C+ SummerSlam at best. But they don't have time for this match. Great. Ryan says, not to mention, why would Jay go for tribal chief now? If Roman had lost, then you could come up with a dozen questions like that make more sense than what they actually did. That's just it. That's just how I feel. Okay. So we get to Raw. They're supposed to have a one-on-one match, Becky and Trish. We find out that it's going to be at the start of the third hour, not the main event of the show. So right off the gate, it's like, oh, how is this not main event? How is this not main event? Then all of a sudden, they just start brawling through the crowd, and then Zoe Stark gets involved, and they just beat the crap out of Becky. And then that's it. The match just doesn't happen.
Yep. That's what they had.
Did I miss something?
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it.
But so then Adam Pearce comes out and he goes, okay, well, this match is gonna happen.
Next time you two fight, steel cage.
Great. I am all for a steel cage match with Becky and Trish. Great. What the fuck is going on here? How did we go from 2 or 3 months ago? We get the news that Trish is signed through SummerSlam and she's going to be doing a program with Becky Lynch. Trish cuts that first promo. It's a good one. She turns on Becky and everyone's like, okay, everyone is, yes. I think they have a pretty good feud. Ophelia, you nailed it. Dead on. You could have done all this before SummerSlam and added the match to SummerSlam. SummerSlam, for all intents and purposes, wasn't good. It was You're telling me there wasn't room for a 15-minute steel cage match? I had to watch Kid Rock, his dumbass, at the beginning of this show. I had to watch that.
Yeah.
You couldn't have cut that. You couldn't have cut the Bloodline lead-in promo that you showed 3 times, including the pre-show. Like, I don't need to see this. Oh my god! And now we're gonna get a cage match. Hopefully, I don't know. Did they say when? Did they say officially when yet? Probably Payback. Which, if it is a Payback, it should main event. That's better be the main event. I don't know, man. SummerSlam was meh. Correct.
That's what JPJ feels. Yeah. He's feeling Ophelia on her takes, and have guys in the house saying SummerSlam was meh. It was. And then this whole thing was meh. It. I like where they're going. I like the Zoe stuff, and I was like, but it's just all right. So we're gonna have this match finally, and it's gonna be in Winnipeg, and it's gonna be a big deal. And then they didn't. They just brawled for most of it, and now we're gonna do it again at a later date. All right, because it was supposed to be in Winnipeg. Trish I get it. All right, swerved us, got me. I don't know. They just. I don't, and I think that could have played fine in the main event if you wanted to do that, and then have Pierce come out and be like, "We got to settle this." We're tuning next week. They're brawling out to the arena. Like, that could have worked. I thought it was better than the main event we got
with Finn and Cody.
I just think the Finn and Cody stuff, I'm like, all right, that Judgment Day Cody, all that kind of stuff. We see that every week in the main event. It's just we could have seen something different for once. That's all. I don't know if it was better overall per se, but I just think you could have did the brawling into the concourse thing, and Cole signing off, being like, we'll have to find out what Adam Pearce thinks of this next week.
I was just gonna say, I almost would have been okay with if they would have done it that way, maybe. Like just
maybe I've been watching too much WCW.
I think you're watching too much 2001 WCW.
Tune in next week. The cameras are rolling, friends.
Yeah, that could be a thing. You could be watching too much.
I did watch some Nitro this week on my vacation as well. A couple Nitros
from 2001.
No, just in general. Well, I watched the Dark Side of the Ring Bash to the Beach, and then that spiraled me into wanting to watch like couple of the early on Nitros before Vince Russo took over. Then I watched that WCW pay-per-view. So I've got some WCW influence this week.
All right.
Car Crash TV, as Vince Russo used to call it.
Car Crash TV. Yeah, I mean, I like the Money in the Bank angle they're doing with the Judgment Day and stuff like that.
When is Finn Balor gonna realize that goddamn briefcase is not his friend?
No.
Finn, if you're watching this, stay as far away from the Money in the Bank briefcase as you physically possibly can, because every time you're around it and you signal for it, it does not end well. When are you're a smart man. You're a smart guy. We've seen it. Stop. Leave the briefcase alone, Finn. Stay away from it if you want to win a match. Okay, end rant. That's all I had for Finn today.
That's okay. That's okay.
We should send this to him.
We should.
Hey, Finn.
How do you think this is going to end with? Is Finn going to leave Judgment Day and go with JD? Or are they going to boot Priest out?
I think they're going to boot Finn out and JD's going to slide in.
Oh, so you think Finn gets booted out and JD? Okay, and then
I think Finn gets like what he did to Edge. I think because everything they're doing, everything Finn is doing is backfiring on himself. So maybe,
all right, I like that.
Tag him in a clip later.
Yeah, I feel you're saying
totally should.
Yeah, 100%. He won't probably respond, but if he did, though, I mean, come on, that'd be dope.
He's sitting at home. He's just sitting at home on Twitter, and Finn's like,
notification is like, what?
Between two beers, these guys are on to something. Why did I think of that?
He's like, you know what? You might be on to something. Be like, yeah, you can watch us every Thursday at 8:00.
We gotta sign these guys. They're smart.
I'll tell you what I am excited for, though. I am excited for Matt Riddle, Drew McIntyre versus the New Day next week. I think that match should hump.
I'm excited for the match. I just don't know why Matt Riddle and Drew McIntyre are a team.
Because they both got nothing to do. Although I've been listening to, obviously, SRS, and he wants both of them to turn heel. Now, I've said I wanted Drew to come back as a heel. I wanted Drew to come back as a heel
at
SummerSlam when he came. No, not SummerSlam. When did he come back?
SummerSlam. You said you wanted him to come back at SummerSlam.
When did he make his return?
You wanted him to
SummerSlam just happened.
Oh, yeah. When he faced Gunther.
Yeah,
it was before that.
Mania? Did he return at Mania?
Maybe
I don't know. But anyway, I want him to return as a heel. But I'll tell you what, Aaron
saying that Damian threw that briefcase with so much force that it was purposeful on Damian.
I don't disagree. Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Ab guy says Priest just leaves, decides he doesn't need help anymore, and he can do more on his own. JD replaces Priest. Now, a little while ago.
Priest is trending towards that face breakout.
That's what I've said. I think when Damian Priest cashes in that briefcase, he will be a babyface when that happens. I said that right when he won it after Money in the Bank. Oh, he did Money in the Bank. Is that where Drew returned?
Yeah,
I think so.
Sure.
I'm trying to remember the whole time. I'm like, when the hell did this bastard return? Alexa's talking to me. Anyway,
what is she used to you saying the word? You call her a bastard a lot,
yeah,
but she's like, all right.
What? The worst used to be when I had an Alexa near. Now I don't have a TV in here. I just have the monitors. I had Alexa near a TV, and every time I was watching wrestling, and they mentioned Alexa Bliss, this thing would go off. was unbelievable.
That's...
But anyway, I'm sorry. I wanted Drew McIntyre when all of a sudden I'm watching Raw and they become a team and Drew's kind of like, yeah, I'll see. And then when Drew came out after the match, I wanted Drew to kick Riddle's head off. I was like, just give him a Claymore.
Shout out to the New Day though for coming out in the promo. Yeah,
I loved
the chairs.
Xavier Woods' look.
The chairs.
I loved the chairs. Oh, that was great.
Classic.
Yes. One thing that did happen while I was away, though, sadly, was that report came out where they said that the doctors had told Big E that they don't think he should wrestle anymore.
Yeah, I'd seen.
I know they haven't said anything about it. He has just very vaguely said, like, I'm just trying to live a healthy life or whatever.
I saw some posts and some people doing the premature, like, thank you, Big E stuff, but I hadn't seen anything official. But if that's the case, brutal. I mean, obviously,
brutal.
Just it sucks for Big E as he was
brutal,
really pushing it there with the singles push and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But hopefully this isn't the last we hear from him. If it is, hopefully he does something. I'd love to see Big E on commentary doing something, figuring out a way to still be a part of the product if he can.
Yeah,
he's done. Big E is the man.
Yeah.
Is the man.
But I am looking forward to. Again, I think it's a random ass team. But what would you think?
Said a real kick, F Riddle.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are not the biggest.
I saw this pairing and I just went, ugh.
So what if they were? So Sean, like I said,
Sean
Ross Sapp on a couple of his shows says that he wants them to go heel. What if they just went like badass heel on the New Day and they just this again? The team doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the team. Well, they're all faces. So what? Somebody's.
So
I mean, WWE world.
Because I do think Riddle and McIntyre both need a change of character here. Yeah. I think maybe Riddle even more than McIntyre. I think Riddle could use a good heel.
This just feels very arcade. Feels very arcade bro to me, and I don't because I'm just like, I don't need this. But if they turn heel and they do something different, sure, I could see it. Yeah, I have to let this one play out because I was already like, what's this?
It's good to see Kofi back. And that match next week is gonna hump. It's gonna hump.
Yeah, it's the New Day.
How are you feeling about the Miz versus LA Knight? I'm not against it.
I'm not against it.
I think that's a perfect person for LA Knight. Because Miz and him can go back and forth promo-wise.
But I think LA Knight should already be past the Miz.
I agree, but that's WWE's fault.
So I look at it.
That's not LA Knight's fault.
I look at it and go, another hurdle that they want him to, another ring they want him to grab, brass ring thing. But it'll be fine. The Miz is awesome. LA Knight's awesome. It'll be fine. They're going to do fine. It's one of those things where it just feels like they're waiting too long to pull the trigger on somebody that's incredibly over.
Yeah, I agree.
But he is the Miz, and he is awesome, right? The Miz is fantastic. Miz is criminally underrated in a lot of wrestling circles. Just saying.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Anything else WWE related we need to discuss? Lacey Evans. Her contract has expired. Her contract has expired, so she's gone apparently.
And she's already started an OnlyFans.
Cat's trying to get back in.
Good for her. I hope she's gonna do the OnlyFans thing. She might take some independent bookings.
Wait, did she come out and just say she's doing that?
Yeah. Yeah, already.
I missed that. I didn't see that. It's already happening?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw her. She posted about it and everything. Good for her.
No.
I mean,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
I will say this: there was hope for Lacey Evans at one point. I had thought, but clearly they don't know what to do with her. She's one of those that just didn't get better. I think she got called up way too soon, too quick.
Oh yeah, big time.
And I don't think she ever got better. And then so if she wants to continue wrestling, good on her. Do your thing. Go out, make a name for yourself, kill it. Impact. She'd go to Impact. She'd go to anywhere she wants, really, if she wants to. So if she wants to keep wrestling, good for her. But is it a big loss to the roster? Not really. To be fair, though, then that's true, Have Guy. I'm not saying it. I'm saying she's doing that. She started it off. I'm not. Yeah, it doesn't always mean adult viewing. She's doing the OnlyFans thing, which you see that a lot. You know, people start their Twitch streams, their OnlyFans pages. They start doing things to make themselves money that the WWE wouldn't allow you to, and that's the first sign that you're out. Is that your Twitch is blowing up, your OnlyFans page is starting. You've changed all of your names on social media. So I don't knock anybody. Make that money. Do whatever you got to do to get that bag. As long as it's, we don't kink shame here. We don't shame here. Keep grinding. What does Jeremy Lambert always say? Shout out to everybody grinding legally and illegally. Get your money. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care what you.
I don't care. Well, I don't care what you.
Well, we got some fair points in the chat. Aaron
but that's what it means. That's what it means. It means you're out.
But Aaron World Order saying that they put her with Becky right away, which was a mistake. I agree. And then Hab Guy coming in saying she should have never lost her Southern Belle gimmick, and I agree. Yeah, I thought that wasn't a bad gimmick. It wasn't. No.
But then they tried the army gimmick thing. Yeah,
that didn't work. That didn't click like.
Then she said some dumb shit on
and then she
Twitter.
Came out and said some really insensitive shit about like ADHD and about like, just some dumbass shit, ignorant. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I am knowledgeable on that topic, but I know what she said was uninformed, idiotic bullshit. So she said that, it is what it is. It is what it is. But nonetheless, so it seems like she is on her way out.
That guy, he ain't wrong. If you can get the Sips to dump their money, go for it. Yeah, if people are willing to pay for whatever, like I'd start OnlyFans tomorrow if I thought people would pay for it.
If I could make money and not have to, Jordan Grace is a millionaire
because of her
OnlyFans. Millionaire.
And she does. And I mean, she posts,
and she doesn't post
nude
like
stuff.
Don't get me wrong. She'll be working out in like not a ton of but she doesn't post.
Yeah. So good on her.
Millionaire.
Oh, I forgot all about that, Philia.
Oh my God, the Ric Flair.
The lazy. Oh my God, that was so cringe.
Well, that is true. Ophelia is
right.
Speaking of money,
we have a clip from the
we're at the 1 hour mark. So why don't you tell people about this clip, and then when you're done telling them about
do you have
I'll
it queued up? Okay, cool.
I can queue it up. So tell people about
we
it,
have
and then
a
when
Patreon.
we come back, we'll talk about some AEW.
We have a new graphic debut in tonight. But yeah, we have a Patreon page where the LPW show every month. I talk to the number one contender for LPW's Grand Championship, Travis Williams, ahead of his matchup with Zoe Sager, which the full interview is on our Patreon at Love Wrestling CA. So Patreon, is it patreon.com/Love Wrestling CA? Yes, it is. That's what it is. You go there, you sign up for as little as $1 a month. You get access to these killer interviews and much, much more, and our LPW's Clandestine Society shows. So here's a little clip, little teaser, little taste of my conversation with Travis Williams. Like I said, the number one contender to Zoe Sager's LPW Grand Championship. Let's go back a little ways. LPW 4, you've already been in the Grand Champion title picture. You've had a shot. What was that like? What is your mindset going into this with Zoe, opposed to your first go around back with MRB at LPW 4?
Yeah, so I mean, I was early on in LPW. Spencer was kind enough to bring me in, take a chance on me, and I was immediately in the title picture. And honestly, swear to God, I really did think that I would be the first LPW champion. I put my heart and soul on the line, as you can see in the match with MRB, as you can see in the match with MRB and Randy in the ladder match.
That's right. Excuse me, Randy Myers as well was in there. My bad.
Yeah, no. I just thought I'd give that shout out. But I mean, if you've seen the match, you know how much that title means to me. And it just kind of feels like we're coming full circle finally after all this time. Different persona per se. And as far as Zoe goes, I kind of understand the position she's in as being the top dog, being the defending champion. And you know, I think it's fair to say she may be a little arrogant. But I've been there. I've done it. I was the NEW champion for almost a year, you know, defending in the main event every show. Being an arrogant POS, to be frank, and I know what I'm in for, and I know what I need to do to finally get that grand championship.
Travis Williams is a good one there, man.
Travis Williams is the GOAT, man. I will say, I feel terrible. Like I had all of my notes ahead of that, and I'm like killing it, and I just in the moment spaced Randy Myers' name. You saw me kind of flub it,
opinion, and
he killed it for me.
Yeah.
I was like, yep.
I mean, this says a lot because there have been a lot of great matches in LPW.
That match
for me still
fucking rules.
Is the best match.
Oh my god,
we've ever put on. That triple threat ladder match was.
It's on this very channel. If you search,
if you have not seen that match, it is a triple threat match from LPW4 for the grand championship. I think it was the crowning the first ever.
Yeah, it was. It was the first ever because that's what we
first ever.
Yep, it was to decide who was going to be the first, and MRB got the dub. But
it was MRB versus at the time the Golden Boy, Travis Williams and Randy Myers, and that match is incredible.
He goes on to talk about a few other things ahead of that matchup. So we strongly encourage you guys, if you can. I know money's tight for people, but if you've got an extra $1 a month, you can talk to some of the cool people in our chat that are already Patreon members, like Ophelia and Ryan. Like they're big supporters of like all the cool content. And fun fact, we've got more coming. There's some more stuff coming.
We do
for y'all Patreon exclusives.
We do. All right. Before we dive into AEW, we dive into CM Punk, we dive into that stuff. Let's talk some bills. All right. And I want to talk to you about our brand partner over at BetStamp. Today's podcast is brought to you by the BetStamp app, which is helping thousands of people win at sports betting for free. The same way travelers use Google Flights or Expedia to find the best prices, bettors can now use BetStamp to do the same. When you place a bet, the odds given by a sportsbook will determine how much you could possibly win. Even when betting on the same outcome, different sportsbooks will offer varying payouts, and these differences can be huge. Thankfully, BetStamp allows you to easily line shop for the most profitable odds across all sportsbooks. You can click on any matchup and instantly see all the different odds for game lines, player props, and even future bets. Line shopping is the simplest way to find an edge in sports betting and maximize your chances of winning long term. On average, BetStamp users win an extra $1,000 plus yearly just by line shopping. You can find the BetStamp app on the Apple Store, the Google Play Store, or through your browser at www.betstamp.app. That is www.betstamp.app. To access all these benefits, sign up using the promo code you see right in the middle of your screen right there, Love Wrestling, and you can start your journey to successful sports betting right now today. If you forget to use the code upon sign up, do not worry. You can always enter our code in your BetStamp account settings afterwards. So go check out our friends BetStamp at the Apple Store, the Google Play Store, or at www.betstamp.app.
Boom. Dude, you're back. I had to do the read last week and I didn't do so good. Not that good.
No, come on. You don't give yourself.
I never do good. But yeah, Ryan's saying he's just waiting for Love Wrestling to hire him to do the Patreon special. Ryan and the Rads Radical Rangers. So I pitch that thing to Spencer.
Yeah, pitch that shit to Spencer, bro.
We'll make it happen. We
probably would.
I don't think it takes much. Come talk to us. We'll make it happen. But yeah, I don't know. Are you chugging water because you're ready for the?
Listen.
Uh-oh.
Listen. Okay.
Strap in. Tell your friends. Yeah, I gotta say, I just saw this. If I could sell pictures of my ass for money, you'd see Hab ass all over the place. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. No joke. Hell yeah.
I have concerns. Pluggo, I have concerns.
Yes.
Okay. So all right.
It concerns on
AEW as a whole.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay. So while I'm away, a couple stories break out. Okay. And before we start, everyone that's been here for a while, they know that we are fans of CM Punk. CM Punk is your GOAT. He's your GOAT. You love CM Punk. I like CM Punk a whole hell of a lot. I really do. Wrestling is better with him in it.
That's better.
That's signed. I didn't know that was signed. Is that really signed?
It's generic. I think they're all. Here's the Cody one. Like it's got. That's just
that's for all of
them.
Yeah,
okay, they put them all on there.
Okay. So. All right.
Now my shit's all messed up. That's okay. Is the Sammy one signed too? Yeah, they signed this. They signed.
I gotcha. So story comes out.
Story time with JPJ, baby.
Let me tell you. There's multiple stories, okay? So at the end of Collision last week, was it last week or was it 2 weeks ago? Either one. One of the last couple collisions, it was last week. CM Punk grabs a mic and he starts talking shit about Hangman Adam Page. Didn't go over well. Didn't go over well with the crowd, apparently. Obviously, some of the wrestlers thought of
because Adam Page is so over. CM Punk let it go, brother.
Even to the point now where it's been confirmed by multiple people.
Wait, you forgot to put the graphic up. You can't start.
Time out. Yeah.
God damn it! We have a beautiful new graphic.
We do. All right, guys.
We finally got it made.
Yeah, I know. We've been waiting for months.
The official debut of Punk Date, baby. Oh, look at that. We got it.
We've been waiting for that.
Every week on this show, we'll have a Punk Date, baby. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
So good.
It says right here. Oh, my God. Well, first of all, before this, anyway.
It's a Punk Date, baby.
Oh my God. I like, and we're going to get to my concerns about it. So you have Punk cuts a promo on Hangman, basically saying that his action figures don't sell a lot, stuff like this. Basically just, going after Hangman. It doesn't sit well, doesn't go over well. Apparently Punk even sent an apology to Hangman because of it. So that happens. Dumb.
That's a first.
Who would have thought? Whatever. We hear about that. That is dumb. Okay. The stuff that I care about. So, Wrestling Observer reports that Hangman Page, I'm reading my notes, was set to do a pre-taped interview for AEW Dynamite. However, when he got there, he was told that they would have to do it away from the venue and not to go to the show. It says, we've not been able to confirm that, whatever, right? It goes, however, we were able to confirm that Ryan Nemeth, who is the real-life brother of Dolph Ziggler, was brought into town for the Collision tapings. Shortly after arriving, he was told by a coach that he wouldn't be needed and a flight had been booked for him to return home. Nemeth is a regular on Being the Elite and was confronted by CM Punk shortly after CM Punk's return this year. I'm not done. Specifically, Punk took exception to Nemeth's tweet where he literally said, this is what Nemeth said. He said, literally the softest man alive. That followed Punk's return promo. So Punk's return promo, in that he cut a line and he said, anybody, thank you, Culp. Appreciate you.
Slugs is in the house, baby. What you
one of the OGs. JPJ? I appreciate you, friend. Thank you for that.
You're not glad to see me, Ryan.
No, he's clearly glad to see me because he popped.
I mean, you are the best beard on the stream currently. Last week, TFA was the best beard on the stream.
If anybody, obviously, if you remember when CM Punk made his return, he said, anybody that thinks they need an apology from me, I'm sorry that the only thing softer than you are the wrestlers you like. That was the line that CM Punk said. And then Nemeth, that same night, tweeted, literally the softest man alive. That's what he tweeted. Okay. So now, whenever this happens, Nemeth was confronted by CM Punk shortly after that, to the point where they were in the locker room together, and Punk called Nemeth out and was like, you got something to say? You want to do this? And Nemeth was like, no, I'd like to talk to you outside and, in private.
Like a professional.
Like I would like to talk to you one-on-one in private, not in front of the fucking locker room. And Punk agreed. And apparently the gist of the conversation was, I didn't like how you said that. And Nemeth said, dude, I was just trying to get heat. Like, I'm fucking, I'm low potatoes here. I'm small potatoes. I'm trying to fucking whatever. And apparently they shook hands on it. It was whatever. But then Punk, when he found out that Nemeth was going to be brought in for Collision, he said, no. He ain't coming here. I don't even want that motherfucker in catering.
Does CM Punk run Collision?
We're getting to that, Pluggo. We're getting to that.
All right, sorry.
That's my concern. Sorry. We're getting to it. I'm just recapping. The answer to that question, Pluggo, is no. Anyway, he fucking acts like he does, though. Jesus Christ. And apparently the owner lets him. Oh, my God. Anyway, so
Punk
that happens.
Punk. Yeah, that's right.
That happens. Okay? Then we hear about...
Wow, Ryan, in the chat.
Then we hear about the Hangman thing, and I agree with Ryan Sullivan. The Hangman stuff just seems like a weird miscommunication. I don't know what was going on there. Wait. It's worse.
Oh, no, it's worse, JB. Yeah, reports today.
I haven't read up. There were reports today. What set Punk off was Nemeth said hi to. Oh, my God. Is that true?
He's a grown man.
Is that true?
I get you should be nice to everybody you work with, but at the same time, it's a business. I shouldn't have to say hello to you if I don't want to. Punk, calm down, buddy.
Is that true though?
I don't know. I had thought I didn't see that one either. So Ryan is on a.
Tell me that's true.
Tell me when Ryan's true is another question.
Okay, so all right. The miscommunication with the Hangman thing, where he cuts a promo, he probably thinks he's doing a work, but it doesn't land well. It doesn't go well. Apparently, like I said, Punk apologized to Hangman. I don't think Hangman responded or wants anything to do with anything, but whatever. So then there's another story that comes out that says that CM Punk and Jungle Boy Jack Perry got into a
that I'm okay with because F Jack Perry.
Well, listen.
I'm just kidding. From a kayfabe standpoint, not real life, he seems like a great person.
I get it.
I just can't have. We can't have the show if I don't take a shot at Jack Perry.
This report says, towards the start of Punk's AEW Collision run, during the Canada tapings, Jungle Boy Jack Perry was brought to Collision to film a segment, and the two had words about the plans that Perry was supposedly pushing. According to those on the side of Punk, Perry wanted to use real glass for a backstage segment. Punk was of the belief that he did this so he didn't.
So he couldn't have to come to work.
Yes, Punk was of the belief that he did this so he wouldn't need to come to work the next week, which he sees as a big problem in the company. And then they said that they weren't really given clarity as to whether or not this was,
So like he was gonna get thrown through some real glass.
So he was gonna get thrown through glass, or they were gonna use glass. And Jungle Boy said, "I think we should use real glass." Punk disagreed because he thought that Jungle Boy wanted to use real glass so he could take a week off. Okay. Per Punk's side of things, Perry was going against production, doctors, and Tony Schiavone, advising him not to do it, and them telling him that smashing real glass was a safety hazard, and Perry wasn't happy with that. Shortly thereafter, there were guidances put in place and forwarded to talent of things, and that's when that report came out a couple weeks ago of the list of things
it's hard to
do.
It's hard to argue that, though.
I'm not arguing with Punk's stance.
Yeah, makes sense. Safety
I'm not
first.
arguing with that, right? And then it says Punk's claim was that he was asked to step in and calmly said that they don't do that on Saturdays. And if he doesn't like
colliders don't be like
and
that.
if he doesn't like it, he could stay on Wednesdays.
Where the
Word of the
kaboomers
situation had made its way around the locker room and was referred to as an argument. Punk's claim was that Perry was throwing a temper tantrum over the spot, not being cleared, and people trying to prevent it. We reached out to Perry, did not hear back. We weren't told how the situation ended, but several that we heard from agreed with the stance Punk at least claimed, which I agree with. For those claiming that the tweet was misrepresentative of the story, it was called an argument by numerous people. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. And I agree with Aaron. I think if Jungle Boy wanted a week off, he could just ask Tony for a week off, and he'd get the week off. However, so those
maybe not. Maybe Tony Khan is such a slave driver there that felt like he had to cut himself with real glass.
Doesn't seem like it. So, in the span of 3 days, these 3 stories come out.
Mind you, this is ahead of the biggest pay-per-view in the history of wrestling. Well,
correct.
In at least at Wembley.
So, my question, and you phrased it in the middle there. Does Tony Khan run AEW or does CM Punk run AEW? Because the vibe I'm getting here is that CM Punk literally is deciding who he wants to be on. And I get it. Ryan Nemeth, he ain't going to do anything important on Collision. But if you have somebody that's a performer, not an EVP like some of the performers, just a performer, I don't care who you are. But if you're a performer and you can go to your boss and go, I don't want that guy here. I don't even want him in the back eating a catering. And your boss goes, all right. Cool. Okay, yeah, fine.
Yeah, I don't know. Because if I can't,
we
talked about this when he came back. And I am a Punk guy, and I love CM Punk as a performer. He's on my Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. But I did say having him come back, is it worth it? Is the short-term gain worth the squeeze? Mike from Indeed is in the house saying, sorry, so he fell asleep. He's late, beautiful, and beardly. Yeah, you know what? That's okay. Sleep is good. Mike, how are you, friend? I hung out with Mike on Sunday brunch with the rest of the gang and ate some chips. Yeah. I RVD'd some chips all over the place.
Hell yeah.
That was fun. But no, I said, is this worth it long term? Is it worth possibly putting divide in your locker room? And if CM Punk, when there's been reports that he's got a heavy hand in how Collision is being ran, and it seems like it's even bigger now this past week. And then you have the Lufisto stuff coming out where she's talking about the women who run the locker room there. Hell, you could even see it on the AEW, that. What do they call that? That short, the backstage stuff that they did after Dynamite for a hot minute. You could see the Total Diva style thing. You could even see the way the talent was talking about Thunder Rosa behind her back. It just seems like Tony doesn't quite have that say what you will about Vince McMahon, and there's a lot you could say about Vince McMahon and what a POS that guy is, but he would never put up with that kind of stuff backstage. Nobody was bigger than the product, and it seems like Tony's of the mindset that CM Punk is bigger than. So you gotta nip that shit in the butt. You gotta say, listen, I run this mother. You can't kick. You cannot kick talent that I'm sending there.
Correct. We paid for him to go there, and then you were like, nah.
And
Ryan said is true, and it's because he didn't say hi to Punk. Maybe you are literally the softest man alive. Maybe his tweet wasn't exactly false. And we got Aaron World Order saying is CM Punk, Tony Khan, Shawn Michaels. Then we got Mike saying CM Punk is Tony Khan's Hogan.
Maybe. And again, I just went down the WCW rabbit hole again, and that was a lot of Hogan back in the day. Wouldn't put certain things because he had creative control. I don't know if Punk has creative control in said contract, things like that. But it just feels like they take.
And then
They took so many good steps forward when Punk left to do all this work to get all the goodwill back, and they started doing the right things. And then they let Punk back in the fold because they were trying to get Collision off the ground. And it just feels like we take one step forward and take two steps back. Like the fact that, he's saying shit like, we don't do that on Saturdays, keep that shit on Wednesdays, doesn't seem very team oriented to me.
No, it doesn't. And then there was other reports that he also didn't want Christopher Daniel. Yeah, Aaron. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. He also prevented Christopher Daniels.
Christopher Daniels is an executive there.
But he prevented him from being at Collision 2, and his reasoning was he was involved in the backstage altercation just like Ace Steel was, and Ace Steel got fired, even though Ace Steel's back in AEW. Because of, again, Tony's like,
get over it.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And it makes me worry. And this is not the first time we've had this conversation, but it makes me worry. Like, I get it. These are your talents. You don't have a show without these people. And you need to cater to them to a certain extent to keep them happy. They all need to know that you're the boss. And right now, from these reports, it seems to me that at least on Saturdays, CM Punk is the boss. That's the vibe I get.
That can't be.
CM Punk is the boss, and that's not good. That's not good, and it makes me worry.
I talked to TFA last week about it, a light of the Lufisto comments, and she said she had a great positive experience in the backstage when she was there. She's been there times now. She was just there not too long ago, like pretty recent. She said that she had a good time. Now, again, I'm just spitballing here, but if I'm a talent trying to get, make a name for myself and I'm on Collision, it feels like the way it sounds in these reports is it's a little edgy. Like if Punk doesn't like something, you can just shut it down. And you're like, what the hell is this, man? What happened?
Crazy.
It worries me. Honest to God, it worries me. This is the first time since AEW's inception that I'm like, this could just implode on itself real quick. And then we don't have this anymore because they can't get along and they can't act like adults in these situations. And unless Tony Khan comes out publicly and says CM Punk is in charge of X, Y, and Z, there's no reason for him to be in charge of anything. You need to have somebody in place overseeing all this. Tony needs to be like, I'll take care of it. Punk, I don't care what you think. Jungle Boy needs to be here to cut this promo. We need it for whatever story we're doing. The glass thing, yeah, but it's just it just feels so like Tony's just like, whatever. You guys, this is fun. We just sold 80,000 tickets to All In. Who cares? We're doing great. And it's but you're eroding in the underneath from within, and eventually people are going to leave.
I'm just saying, that's a dangerous slope, man. And it you need to the way it looks to me is that CM Punk runs Saturdays, and I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think it's a good thing. I just don't. And they're drawing within the numbers that TNT has asked them to draw. They're not hitting millions or anything. It's a Saturday night 8:00 spot, but they're within the top 5 that TNT wants them to be. I don't know how much of that's actually CM Punk, and I hate to say, I don't know what, if you're bringing him back and he's wielding all this power already, it's going to rub people the wrong way. And clearly, he still has some hiccups with what happened with the brawl out, with Christopher Daniels, who would be an asset on any program. So having him not show up because you're just butthurt that he was a part of, he wasn't even really a part of it. He was in it. It sounded more like he was just trying to break things up more than kick your ass. So why are you mad? Because your buddy got fired, who, let's be honest, what does Ace Steel bring to anything? What fingerprints? He cut that promo.
That's it. He hasn't done. Is he worth? Is the juice worth the squeeze? And I'm starting to think, and I was already worried about it, that it's not. that it's not. It just feels like they were doing so well. They were doing so well after everything happened. They were building up all this goodwill, repositioning people.
Yeah, and I think Collision, for the most part, it's been a very good show. I like Collision. I like that Punk's back. I do. Yeah. But this is the shit that it's like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like Punk's just doing some of this stuff because he just knows he can.
And he's not. He wants him to fire him, I think.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Well, you remember the story that like Tony Khan was like, you're under contract. Like you got to work and we're not going to release you. Like you have to honor the contract. So maybe Punk's like, well, I'll just go backstage. Maybe not. Maybe this is all a big work. I don't know.
Maybe it is. It is tremendous, but I don't know.
Is it tremendous?
I don't know. If it's a work, if it ends up being a work, yes.
I learned on Saturday or Sunday morning on my first appearance on Firmly AEW that there are called colliders and kaboomers. I didn't know that there was tribalism within AEW. Drew schooled me on. I didn't realize that was a thing. I just thought you liked AEW, because I don't ever go, I'm a SmackDown guy over Raw. Like I don't do that. I just watch.
What do you mean? You didn't partake in the brand supremacy?
Mm-mm.
Me neither.
Because they don't partake in the brand supremacy.
Yeah. Aaron World Order saying Tony showed more guts on Dynamite last night than he ever has with his talent. And then you got Mike saying, in real life, Tony needs to be like the Tony from the Cole and MJF segment.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be an absolute asshole, but he has.
No, but you
have to establish that. Listen, like I have the final say. I run this. Like we're not going to send talent home because you're upset with them. Because then that's what happens. Then this person's going to get rubbed the wrong way. Well, you treated this person better. CM Punk, sure, he's not going to be treated like everybody else. He's a bigger star, a bigger deal, but he can't be running things. It's very Hogan and Bischoff-y, and that didn't work out. It's very Hogan Bischoff. It's very.
I'm just not getting a good vibe. I'm just not getting a good vibe about what might be going on over there. And if they're working me, God bless them.
And then I don't know if anybody in the chat wants to dive in, can go deeper on it. I did see a little blurb about people aren't happy with the all-in planning either. Like there's just all this stuff that's going on where there's all this like.
But I think the card and all-in is shaping up to be good.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that backstage you don't know.
You know my problem is? All In is happening, and then the next Sunday is your biggest pay-per-view of the year. So you're building up to All In. What the hell are you doing it All Out? It's a week later.
Yeah.
Are you going to be using All In to create your All Out card? Am I spending $50 of my money to watch? I'm going to, duh. But am I spending $50 of my money to watch the setup of me having to spend $50 more 6 days, a week later?
Yes, got him.
Just watch the same shit?
Yeah, got him.
No, they have me. I'm in.
What did Hab guy say earlier? If you can get people to spend money, go for it.
Yeah, feet pics or something. You got to figure it out. ASMR, whatever.
Dude.
I got to spend $100.
I just do we play the graphic and go? That was your weekly Punk date. That was awesome.
Yeah, you want to do that?
Yeah. Dude. Boom! You just got Punk dated.
That's the end of this week's Punk date.
Oh,
that graphic. I love that.
I love
graphic
it so much. Tell me what I'm telling.
Anytime something happens, it's like Pluggo.
Even when shit doesn't happen, I might just make things up. They're like, boom, Punk put 2 creams in his coffee this week. Punk dated.
You think so? I think Punk's a black guy. Yeah, I think Punk.
Yeah, I think so.
Punk.
I like my coffee black.
You go black, hot or iced? Are you? What do you do?
Here's what I do. For a cup of coffee.
Let us know your go-to coffee drinks in the chat. What's the go-to?
Mine
what's
is
the go-to
I will get a cup of black coffee,
hot,
and I will put like a ice cube or 2 in it to cool it down so I can drink it faster. Or I go black cold brew iced coffee at Starbucks.
Oh,
where it's just all caffeine all the time, because we have one within the shoot job. So every once in a while, when I'm feeling fancy, I'll get one. But generally speaking, I'm an energy drink guy, which isn't great. But or dirty chai latte is pretty good sometimes.
Chai latte is good. Chai latte is good.
The Texas. we're talking the Texas
we're
death match, chainsaw death match coffee. That's what Misfits into.
What flavor palette is that?
That Texas.
I'm usually an ice guy year round.
Yeah,
that's how I roll. Cold brew does the trick for me. I usually go black, but I'll throw in a couple of raw sugars.
They look at me weird when they're like, you realize there's like, this is bitter and full of like just pure caffeine. And I'm like, give it to me.
Yeah, bro, that's what I need.
Give it to me into my veins.
Right?
Let's
talk some dynamite. Let's talk some dynamite.
Ah, geez, wake up, bro.
I know. Vacation, man. Brutal. I'm still on jet lag. We're going to talk about that match. Let's talk about Dynamite. Okay. Dynamite was from Nashville, Tennessee last night.
Tell them about all the tens I see out there.
It was Fight for the Fallen? Was that
what it's weird. Like a week or so ago, I was like, where's Fighter Fest? Where's Fight for the Fallen? And then boom, Fight for the Fallen's this week. I was like, oh, okay, but Fighter Fest was usually before. I liked Fighter Fest.
Yeah. This match started off, as many Dynamites do, with Orange Cassidy defending the AEW International Championship against Wheeler Yuta. These guys have a long
or see a butt kick Leatherface out of Collision. We don't do that shit on Saturdays. We don't do that shit on Saturdays. I thought this was another very good match. Wheeler Yuta and Orange Cassidy have a great history. I think, when Wheeler Yuta eventually beats Orange Cassidy, I think it'll be kind of a big deal. I think he should have beat him there.
Last night, you think?
I thought.
All right.
The match ruled. The
match was very good.
They should have done
Claudio
it there.
and Moxley showed up towards the tail end of the match, and Orange Cassidy got a roll.
Did you see
cradle
Cassidy throw his elbow pad at Mox?
Yeah.
Like, give me Orange Cassidy versus John Moxley. Like,
well, so here. All right, so this is what I think they're doing with All In and All Out. All In, you're starting to see multi-man matches, right? You have Kenny, Hangman, and Coda versus Takeshita and Juice and Jay White. They announced last night you're going to have a stadium stampede. It's going to be Eddie Kingston, who returned, which we'll talk, and all that. These are just setting up the one-on-one matches, I think, that are going to happen at All Out. Like, it's going to be Moxley and OC at All Out, I think.
Yeah.
It's going to be Kenny versus Takeshita one-on-one at All Out, I think. You know what I mean? So I think these multi-man matches are going to be used to set up the all-out one-on-one, maybe tag team matches that we get. That's what I think they're going to do. But anyway, they had a banger of a match. Great match. Orange Cassidy gets the pinfall cradle roll victory. And then Blackpool Combat Club immediately get in the ring, start beating the crap out of Cassidy. The Best Friends then come out, not in a hurry, but the Best Friends then come out to defend him. Then the Lucha Brothers also come out,
which were in far less of a hurry.
Yes, I mean
they just took their.
I expected the Best Friends to be in a hurry. They're his best friends. They're like, wait for our music to hit. All right, we got to walk out. Let's stand at the top of the ramp. We got to look at each other. All right, we going down there? We're going down there. All right, there we go.
Well, Penta was like, I'm in a suit and I look like $1 million, so I'm going to take my time.
Yeah, so Lucha Brothers come down, and then we hear Eddie Kingston's music. Crowd goes bananas. Eddie is back from Japan, and they fight off the BCC. He goes straight for Claudio, which was, of course, he would. Kingston grabs a microphone and he challenges the BCC to a stadium stampede at AEW All In.
And he said, get whoever you can.
Exactly. So it's going to be Orange Cassidy, Trent, Chucky T, the Lucha Brothers, and Eddie Kingston taking on Claudio, Wheeler Yuta, Moxley, and whatever three friends they can find, which I'm assuming I wouldn't be shocked if it's like, New Japan guy, Shota Umino. He was Moxley's like young boy or whatever. I wouldn't be shocked if it's something going on like that. But that's what we're going to get. That now, Stadium Stampede, both times they've done it, they've done it twice, maybe 3 times. It's always been pre-recorded, correct? Am I wrong?
Yeah, because the first one was at Daly's place during the pandemic. And then they did the other one.
I thought these were both pre-recorded.
They might have pre-recorded the other one.
Mike from Indeed is saying Shota Umino, Bill Goldberg.
Goldberg shows up.
Imagine.
I keep seeing little
Junior.
I keep seeing little rumors.
Time, if he never went back to WWE, this would have been the time for Drew McIntyre. That would have been a good thing for Drew McIntyre.
Maybe it'll be Jey Uso.
Santana and Ortiz are rumored to be coming back at some point. That would be good.
Shout out to our boy Big Ben Ortmans for CBPW's uproars getting Santana. He's blowing the budget. He even put me in the tweet. He said he's blowing the budget like Pluggo for the Santanas coming to that. I can't wait for that.
I love Santana.
I love Big Ben Ortmans. I love Uproar. Let's go. September 1st, baby. Coming back season 2.
So we have that. We have that going on. So that's going to be a match at All In. Yeah, the second was pre-recorded. Yeah, exactly. The second was pre-recorded with the ending with Sammy getting the win. Yes. So they're doing a Stadium Stampede, but it's going to be live. The last 1/3 was live, and they brawled through Daly's place to the ring main event of Double or Nothing 2020. So do we think that this is going to be more like Anarchy in the Arena? They're just calling it Stadium Stampede?
Yeah.
I mean, Wembley's huge, so maybe they do the pre-recorded stuff early, and then like they just do the last part, like Mike said. Again, I don't know. But I think that's
it'll be interesting to see how they play it out.
Yeah,
because again, what time's the show over there?
It's at 1:00 in the afternoon on the East Coast.
So but over there it would be.
It's nighttime. It'll be
nighttime. But so if you do pre-recorded stuff during the day, you'll have to do it the night before to match up. If you do it at night, I don't know.
I think you got 80,000 people there. I think putting on a pre-recorded match.
It would be, it'd be weird, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued.
Okay. Yes, I am too. We then get a Kenny Omega pre-taped interview with Jim Ross. This, to me, had one of the funniest things I've ever on the show. I'm not gonna say I've ever seen, but I laughed my ass off. So they do this interview. It was recorded in Jacksonville at Daly's place. Omega says he wants to move on from Don Callis. He talks about their history. He's saying that he's not here for vengeance. He just wants to be done and rid of him. Then guess what? Don Callis shows up.
Of course he does.
Of course. And Kenny's like, dude, I'm done with you. I don't want to see you. Juice Robinson and Jay White are there. They start attacking Kenny. And Takeshita shows up. And they basically have a 3-in-1 attack on Kenny. And during this part, when Kenny Omega is getting the shit beat out of him, the camera just JR is there.
Yeah, just hanging out.
He's hanging out. This starts happening. He gets up. He's like, okay. And he's just standing there. But there was one scene where they just cut to JR, and he's just standing there. No expression on his face, just looking at Kenny getting the shit kicked out of him. And I for whatever reason, I don't know why, I laughed for 10 minutes. I was just like, why are they showing JR? He's just sitting. Oh,
because JR is like, this is my one goddamn moment on this show.
It made me
I've been reduced to this.
Oh, it's so funny. Okay, so they show that Kenny Omega needs to go to the hospital. So then right after that, we see Adam Page drinking a beer in front of an ambulance. And he's at the hospital to check in on Kenny. And he says there's going to be a 6-man tag at Wembley. Yeah, basically. What shall I ever do? Like that type of expression on JR. Like, oh, he's just so like, oh, it was hilarious. And it's going to be Kenny with Hangman Adam Page and Kota Ibushi going up against Konosuke Takeshita, Juice Robinson, and Jay White. That should be good. That should be very good. Good. So that was that. Now we fast forward to Dynamite, and Don Callis, once again, is in the ring. He has some sort of painting underneath a curtain, a covering.
Mm-hmm.
And he calls Chris Jericho to the ring to answer of whether Chris Jericho is going to join.
They screwed this up, man.
Yeah, this was weird.
Because he went so quick with the yes that you're like, come on.
Yeah, this is weird.
He barely even thought.
Oh, by the way, the thing that was funny about the Hangman page was that all of a sudden they had some random guy show up and he goes, "Hey, man, you're at a hospital. You can't drink a beer here." And Hangman goes, "Oh," and he just downs the beer and gives it to the guy. He goes, "Sorry about that, man."
It's the classic. Like you all.
Classic.
Let me just chug this real quick.
Yeah,
we'll be on our way.
Okay, so Jericho comes down, and to the shock of everyone, and like you said, rather quickly, Jericho says yes. He goes, "Yeah, I'm in."
Music can't even quit. Yes,
he goes, "You want my answer? I'll give you my answer." Yes. It was very quick. So he says yes. Everyone's shocked. Commentary's like, "Oh my God," he said yes. Even Don Callis is like, "Oh shit, all right, cool." They're hugging, they're celebrating. And Don is like, "All right, let's get out of here." And he's trying to get him out of the ring. And Jericho goes, "Hey, you got this thing in the ring. Like, before we leave, like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Show me it." And Don's very much like, "No, it's all right. Fine. We know, blah, 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 blah." And he goes, "No, show it to me." And eventually Jericho goes over there and he unveils that it was a picture of Don Callis holding a beheaded Chris Jericho's head.
Which is, again,
totally normal.
Yeah.
Totally normal. Totally normal behavior.
Super weird.
Totally normal behavior. So then Jericho goes, "The hell? What is this?" And Don Callis basically says, "Scumbag throwing Mel under the bus." Yeah, that was. Coleman, right?
I'd like to know where that piece of art ends up. Like, who gets that? Because that would be an awesome.
I mean, I would hope it would go to Jericho. I mean, Don Callis should probably keep it
for like a bathroom or something. Like that would be great.
I'll put it right in my front of my house.
Yeah, right. The main living area, the living room, the dining area.
So Jericho's basically like, "Why would you do this? Why would you do this?" And Callis basically says, "I didn't think you were going to say yes because you're so selfish and you're so egotistical that I didn't think that you were going to say yes because I thought you were, you're not the guy that joins factions. You're the guy that starts them."
Right.
Well, that is true, Misfit. We will talk about where that painting actually did go. But so Callis basically cuts a promo and says, "You're too selfish and you're not good enough to join the Don Callis family." So basically, we've been watching this shit for a month. And then Don Callis is like, "No, you're not good enough anyway." Unbelievable. Then Don Callis slaps Jericho. Okay. So he slaps Jericho. Jericho goes to attack him. Takeshita's out there. They start fighting. He starts attacking him. Jericho fights off Takeshita. And then out of nowhere, because the cameraman did not do a great job of getting this, Jericho gets wiped out. And you can't tell who it is at first. But it's Will Ospreay.
But you saw them sweatpants.
Oh, yeah. It's Will Ospreay. Brov. Come on, Brov.
You know, Faye Jackson was loving Ospreay in them gray sweatpants.
I love how he says "brov." He attacks Jericho. Ospreay slams a chair in Jericho, and then Sammy Guevara makes the save and runs them off.
Because he's still got love for Jericho, baby.
And Jericho's bloody. They hit him over the head with the painting. All sorts of stuff.
And again, I would take that painting and still put it up.
Yeah, and then later, we'll just skip to it. Later on in the evening, they have Jericho in the trainer's room with the dry blood. They didn't even clean him off. He's got the dry, caked-on blood, and he challenges Will Ospreay. And he basically says, "Hey, if you wanted a match against me, you didn't have to do that. Like, we were already supposed to fight, but the pandemic ruined it. You could have just asked me for a match, and I would have gave it to you." He goes, "But now it's serious business."
But what's the fun in that, Chris?
And
what's
Ospreay and Jericho?
What's the fun in that, Seth? Seth said the same thing to Shinsuke on Monday. Listen, boys, what's the fun in that? Let's can I have a match, please?
So is Ospreay with Callis now?
Yeah, I think so.
Great.
Maybe.
Great. All
maybe.
Right, whatever.
Him in his sweatpants.
As
I'm
Misfits
sorry.
earlier.
I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm a bad wrestling fan or not.
Why?
But that's
like
and I'll say no. That's all I could think. That's all I could pay attention to was Ospreay and them goddamn sweatpants. Like they were revealing. He was out there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think that has anything to do with you being a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
I think that's just how, you know.
This is how my mind went to sweatpants.
I guess so, bro. You got something to tell us?
No, I'm just saying I can appreciate a good sweatpant.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it? Sweatpant, or would it be a sweatpant still?
No,
Either way,
sweatpant.
the segment was cool. I knew we were getting there anyway. I was wondering when they were going to finally get there, but then when Ospreay
and I have no
showed up-
problem with this. That match will be fine. Ospreay's one of the best wrestlers in the world. Jericho, they'll be fine. They're gonna it'll be entertaining.
There'll be some shenanigans, I'm sure.
Of course, with Callis, because as Misfit said earlier, Don Callis, carny piece of S word. That's right.
Let's be real cool. You don't have a ton of time here, but I just want to. Maybe this is how, since he didn't join, and really not all of the they did leave him, but maybe they beat the crap out of him so bad at All In, the Callis and his carnies, that maybe this is what brings the Jaws back together. Maybe they all come out. Hager comes out. You know, Sammy's still a part of it. I mean, Daddy Magic. I think they save him, and then we get the Jazz.
Yas will come together. Then there was a package with Jack Perry.
Yeah.
Where he discusses his victory over RVD from the week before. He proclaims himself the greatest FTW champion ever, and he says that he's going to retire the title next week. So we'll see. And I love Taz. He's like, did he just say what I thought I heard? Like Taz is like, just can't believe it.
Maybe we're not going to get Taz. I don't think we'll ever see him wrestle again. But that would be if he's like, it ain't happening. It just
he just comes out. He goes, listen, Perry.
Just suplexes him real quick.
I would love it. Just give him the chokehold just once.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. Too. That'd be a good shout.
Yeah. I want to see that Taz mission. Just fucking put it on. Darby Allin and Nick Wayne defeated the Gates of Agony. I thought this was a solid tag match. But really, after the bell, and we discussed it a little bit, we saw the Joker Sting.
Yeah, because Bebe, like I said, he was asking me if we were going to see Joker Sting. Yeah. And I was kind of like, maybe not in this scenario, but I think it's going to happen.
Yeah,
it did happen. He's a movie director himself.
He did say he's a movie director. He said he warns AR Fox that he must have eyes in the back of his skull because they're having a coffin match at All In. It'll be Darby and Sting versus AR Fox and Swerve in a coffin match. And then it shows that he is holding Prince Nana hostage.
Prince Nana ruled in this spot.
Oh,
he played it so perfect. Yeah, so good. Sir, I think you meant 10.
Yeah,
10
he's
days.
Like so scared. He's so scared. And then Sting does it's showtime. He does that thing.
Yeah.
Nana runs, like, just screams and runs away. And he starts singing the na 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 na. Hey. Oh, it was good. It was good. And then that one line where Sting was like, I need somebody to talk to. I can't be by myself, or something like that. It was very funny. It was very good.
Even Darby looked a little concerned as I scratched my foot off. Sorry. I had like a severe itch. But even Darby at the end of that, like, just was kind of looking up like, dude, it's crazy.
So then we have another vignette of MJF and Adam Cole bonding more. They're fighting. So not only are they in the main event of All In, where they will be facing each other for the AEW World Heavyweight title, on 0 Hour, the pre-show, they are also having a tag team match where they are going after the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions against Aussie Open. So Max says, hey, we got to prepare for our tag match. And to do so, we need to eat the cuisine of these guys. And he takes MJF to Outback Steakhouse. Tremendous. Tremendous. Outback Steakhouse also still pretty good. They come out. Max is like, that was the best food I've ever eaten in my life. That's what he said. That was the best food I ever had. How are we supposed to keep up with? How are we going to beat these guys if that's the food they eat? If the food they eat is that good, they're going to be so good. He's like losing his shit. Oh, it's funny. And then Cole's like, let's go watch some Australian movies. And he bought Crocodile Dundee and Crocodile Dundee 2.
Do you think our Australian friends are just like shaking
I don't
their
know.
head?
I mean, I don't know. I guess we could ask. We have a few of them. I guess we could ask. And then MJF goes, no, wait, before we do that, watch this. And Adam Cole goes like, I spent $5.99 on this DVD or whatever. Well, he says something like that. And he shows him a video of kangaroos kicking each other, like doing front kicks.
No.
And MJF is saying, we need to do this. This is how we're going to beat Aussie Open. And Adam Cole goes, no, we're going to hit a double clothesline and we're going to do our thing. And that's what's going to happen. But they both imitate the stuff or whatever. They practice the double clothesline. And then they send some random stagehand into like a kiddie pool. There's wild shit going on. And then at the end, they're behind a closed door getting screamed at by Tony Khan.
Yeah.
And then they come out of the office and MJF is like, he's going to regret that in 2024. I'll tell you this. He's going to regret that in 2024. And then he opens the door. He goes, you say something? Everything good? And they're like, no, we're good. We're good. It's, all right. Well, have a good day, guys. All right. He gives them the fist bumps and it was all right.
Glad to have you guys here.
Yeah, glad to have you guys here. All right. Yeah,
good work.
Yeah, they do that, and that ends that. Okay. Then they go. We cut to a parking lot. They show up, and they head to the ring, and then you could see Roderick Strong calling for Adam. Oh my God, they're still involving Strong and all stuff like that.
Kicking the car, getting sad.
He got upset. He kicked the car. The good stuff. So then in the ring, we have Adam Cole and MJF, and they're being buddy. They're talking about winning the tag team. They're talking about hitting a double clothesline. But then Adam Cole starts talking about the main event of All In. And he says, you know what? 9 months ago, I was told that I might not even be able to wrestle again. Stuff like this. He talks about how he needs to win at All In because it's for his legacy. It's for who he is. He's won championships and dominated everywhere he's ever been. And this will solidify his AEW run. It's the best prize in all of wrestling and stuff like that. Good promo. Max then grabs the mic and he talks about how he got booked for the first ever All In. And he goes into detail. He says he busted his ass on the indies. He put 90,000 miles in 1 year on his old truck, his first car or his first truck that he had because he busted his ass. And he mentioned Cody Rhodes by name. He said, I called Cody Rhodes or I messaged, DM'd Cody Rhodes, and he had no idea who I was. And I said, sir, if you take a chance on me, I guarantee you won't regret it or something along that line. Yeah. And then Cody responded to him and said, you know what? You're all in, man. And MJF, he said that he fought on All In, and he openly said, I did not deserve to be there. I did not deserve to be there, but I was and even though I was on the undercard, and even though I lost that match, there would be no MJF without All In. And he said, and for him,
I don't know how true that was.
I mean, you never know. It sounded pretty damn true. I believed it.
He said he was making a name for himself.
He was. But there would be no AEW. There would be no MJF and AEW without All In. And now he fast forward to the biggest show in the history of professional wrestling. He's going to main event All In with his best friend. It's very good. I thought it was a very good segment between these two, talking about what this match means to them while still remaining friendly with each other. Then Aussie Open show up and they attack MJF and Cole. MJF and Cole kind of run them off. And as MJF has the belt and he's at the ropes yelling at Aussie Open, Adam Cole gets in the stance like he is going to super kick the shit out of MJF. And you can hear the crowd like going like, no.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it. Do not do it. And MJF turns around and Adam Cole stands up and they hug. And that's how that ends. I thought it was a very, again, continuing to just A+. I thought it was A+. I'm expecting Adam Cole to really super kick the shit out of MJF at All In. And I think that sets up a rematch a week later at All Out. I think that's what they do. I think they have a great match, a great main event, as you would expect, because they had that fantastic time limit draw a little while ago. I expect them to have a good match. I expect Adam Cole to come within a whisker of winning that title a few times. MJF wins. They go to Embrace after that match, and I expect Adam Cole to super kick the fuck out of MJF.
Oh, man.
That MJF. Sorry, I said MJM.
MJF.
That's what I think should happen.
Could get the F out.
Yeah, that's what I think should happen. And then you set up the rematch for the next week. And then you do whatever you have to do there. But I think that's what should happen.
But we got about 5 minutes left.
We're good. We're good. They're on Twitch. We're fine.
We've got about 5, so we don't want to be on too long.
No.
But I guess we got to talk about this.
Yeah. The main event happened. It was the Young Bucks versus the Guns. It was fine. Young Bucks won.
But we got to talk about this.
But we need to talk about
Jeff Jarrett
the Texas
match.
Chainsaw Massacre death match. I'm going to go on record right now. I'm going to say I didn't hate it as much as other people hated it. I thought it was stupid. I thought it didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Didn't mean a fucking thing. I thought it was dumb.
It was an actual belt. Does Jarrett carry that?
It was an actual belt. Now? Yes. My thing was, okay, what's it matter? It was cross promotion for a video game.
Yeah.
Is anybody here taking Jeff Jarrett or Jeff Hardy seriously, like in the terms of AEW? Like they're there.
They're taking Jeff Hardy. They're taking Jeff Jarrett serious because he's all over the TV all the time.
But that's because he's Jeff Jarrett. Like, no, again, and I know some people will say, you never know, maybe. Jeff Jarrett is never, like, he's there because he was the old veteran. Like, he's not, it doesn't, in the scheme of things, him or Jeff Hardy, they don't matter. I think Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy will probably win the tag titles.
How many times in WWE history do you think the same first name faced each other, like Jeff Hardy versus Jeff Jarrett? How often do you think that ever happened in the WWE?
I don't know.
Not often. Like John Cena versus John Morrison. Like,
well, JBL, John. Oh, that happened a bunch.
Maybe, yeah. Like, it doesn't happen that often. I just thought.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think.
Anyway.
But like, the match was dumb. It was very dumb.
Yeah.
They poured the bucket of blood over Jeff and Karen.
So
Leatherface showed up at the end wielding the damn chainsaw.
I had kicked it on a little late in the match because like Owen needed something, so like I had to go take care of Owen. Obviously, kids first, but like, and I didn't bother to like rewind it back, and there was just like blood all over the place, and I was like, did they cut these people that bad?
No, it was just a bucket of blood they poured over them.
Because everybody on this program knows I'm not the biggest Jeff Jarrett guy, so I'm not exactly super invested in the match.
I did very much enjoy Isaiah Cassidy, though. When they poured the blood over him, he kind of did the he looked at the camera. That made me laugh. But this was a lot of bullshit. This had all of Jarrett's group. Sanjay Dutt was there, looking ridiculous. Karen Jarrett was there. The big guy Satnam Singh was in overalls.
He looked awesome. He looked awesome.
He looked cool. And then you had the whole Hardy party. Isaiah was there. Ethan Page was involved. Matt Hardy. There was a lot of chicanery, a lot of bullshit happening.
Yeah.
Then at the end, Jeff Hardy does the swanton through Jarrett through a table. Looked like it hurt. Leatherface shows up. Rizzato just comes down, and then it just ends up with Jeff Hardy. He goes after Karen Jarrett, runs her off. Great. And then it ends up with Jay Lethal hitting Jeff Hardy over the head with a hammer. just right over the head with a hammer. And then Satnam choke slammed him. They pulled Jarrett over Jeff Hardy, and Jeff Jarrett won the Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match and got a belt for winning the Texas Chainsaw death match. It was dumb.
So Jeff Jarrett is currently a champion.
No.
In professional wrestling.
No. He'll put that on his mantle. We'll never talk about that ever again. But I saw people like, oh, this is like the zombie. No. Enough. Stop comparing everything to everything.
Well, the zombie thing was really poorly done.
So wasn't this.
But it's the reason everybody hates on it is because we're not going to be like sports entertainment. We're going to do real wrestling. But they said that all at the beginning of AEW, and people still hold on to it. I saw the memes, I saw the haters, but whatever. It was fine. Yeah, would I go back and like put this as a match of the year? No, but it is what it is. You can't all be Kenny Omega versus Ospreay.
No,
you can't do that every segment.
No. Britt Baker also defeated the Bunny, and it was a quick match, but it was a pretty good one. And she will be in the the 4-way match at All In. It'll be Sheeta defending against Saraya, Ruby, Toni Storm, and Britt Baker. So that should be good. And then the Acclaimed also on Dynamite came out and got attacked by the House of Black, and it was involving Billy Gunn and all that stuff. So that story is still continuing as well. But that's going to be about it for us, Pluggo. We did, we're going to be passing it off here in a minute. We're going to do our little
spiel.
Follow us in our spiel, and then you guys can head on over to Twitch, where
hang out with Kyle Sparks and
Dude Felice, who just celebrated a birthday the other day. So happy belated birthday!
So go wish him happy birthday.
Go wish him a belated happy birthday. Go listen to some Ring of Honor stuff. Ring of Honor starting to throw in some stories, so maybe we're on the up and up over there. So if you've been paying attention, there it is. I'm going to run the thing that tells just where you can follow us. Pluggo, do the spiel.
Oh, you can find me at Pluggo _ on Twitter, X, whatever you call it. I'm on Blue Sky at Pluggo on all the other social medias. You can find us at B2Beards on all social medias and stay up to date on what we've got going on show-wise. We got a lot of things coming up. So that's where you can find us. And me, Saturday mornings with Blair Pacheco of the Graymaker podcast on For Exposure, talking about all the independent wrestling that we can cram into an hour.
Yeah. You can find me at JPJ Loves Gaming on Twitter, JPJ Loves Gaming on Blue Sky, JPJ Loves Wrestling over on Threads. You can find me at twitch.tv, JPJ Loves Gaming. We're starting to play some Madden. It's football season, baby. We're starting to play some Madden over there. I have a Tennessee Titans franchise that we're doing. We're doing that. So that's a lot of fun. You can find me Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. with Big Money Drew, talking firmly AEW. Thank you, Pluggo, for filling in for me last weekend. I love you. Glad to be back. Tonight was a fun one, as they all are, but tonight was a fun one. Got a little heated at a couple things, but that's how you know. But yeah, you can find us here every Thursday night, youtube.com/LoveWrestlingCA, Between Two Beards, the flagship of Love Wrestling.
That's
Good
right.
to be back. Thank you to everybody in the chat for all
back,
your great
baby!
comments. For Pluggo, for myself, we appreciate you all. Head on over to Twitch and give Kyle and Rob some love. Will you talk some Ring of Honor with them? And until next time, you guys know the drill.
It's time for Sue.
Peace out.
Hey there, Pluggo and JPJ. It's Trent's mom, Sue, and I have a bone to pick with you. So, I understand that you guys are being real idiots and spending your entire monthly budget. You've got to be kidding me. This is not the way to be when you're trying to run a business. Your boss, Spencer, is really pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at you. You have some nerve. Get a grip. You have to control yourself. You can't just go out and spend all the money that you're making, you Two Beards guys. Oh no, this is coming out so stupid. Anyway, behave yourselves, or I'm going to cut you off from watching AEW. You're no longer going to get to know, be able to meet my son. What? Oh, or me. I'm sorry, this is like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for being fans.